I'm going to convince you by the end of this video that EVE's new expansion, Havoc, is the greatest expansion they've ever put out. So if you want the best EVE Online information to stay ahead of the curve, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EVE enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And with Havoc being days away, I have one question for you, should you care. I'm going to be summarizing the best of the best for the patch notes for you so you don't have to read it. But also I want to address the people that are kind of watching EVE from the sidelines, deciding if they should come back. And no reason to have spoilers here, we don't bury the lead on these kind of videos. I think that this expansion, EVE Online Havoc, is the greatest one that they have put out in recent memory. But don't take my word for it, let me show you. So the first thing that's huge in this expansion is you can play for and with the pirate factions, the Angel Cartel and or the Guristas. Now if you want to be able to do this, you have to get the right standings, and if you've been fighting them your whole EVE career, you got to raise those standings up. We got a full guide for you in the top corner here, go check that out. Now if you enlist with those pirate factions, you will get Zarzak unlocked. You couldn't actually dock in the station, and when you're a pirate you can start the new Insurgency game mode. This is essentially a different kind of faction warfare adjacent to the main faction warfare that you know and love. We're gonna have full guides on that soon, so sub for that. Now the new faction in the game, the Deathless, has a station named the Fulcrum. You all saw it during the pre-patch preview. Now you do get some benefits if you enter the newly docked Fulcrum. You are going to be able to craft the new Angel Cartel or Garista ships faster in the Fulcrum. You can also use the Jump Clone Bay, and if your alliance enlists with the Angel Cartel or Guristas, you can rent offices in the Fulcrum. This is really cool. It means the Fulcrum is going to be the focal point for all things pirate in EVE. Now pirate insurgencies are the brand new game mode coming out in EVE Havoc, and these are basically adjacent faction warfare content types, changing the faction warfare that we know and love into something bigger, better. Now there's a lot to this, including when stuff starts, how the systems go, how it spreads. This deserves a dedicated video, and that's coming. All you really have to know is that they've taken faction warfare and they've improved it, adding an adjacent system that makes everything way more dangerous and more lucrative. Now the goal of all this is to get more loyalty points so you can get those sweet blueprints. No longer do you have to do all the crazy drifter wormhole stuff to get the Mecha Bull or the Mamba. Now you can get all the blueprints from the loyalty point stores for the prices that you can see here. Way more affordable than getting your boys and going into a C13. Now the big stuff coming out in the expansion are the 5 new ships. We've talked to death about the Mecha Bull and Mamba in previous videos. The Kizriel and the Alligator are the next big battle cruisers coming out. Kizriel having medium projectile turrets, and the Alligator being a small version of the Rattlesnake, shield, drones, missiles, all that stuff. And then finally the Azariel, the Angel Titan. Y'all have seen this in game, and let me tell you, the picture does not do it justice. Now one of the things we were not expecting was a buff to Edencom ships with all this stuff happening. Yes, the Lightning Lads are way more accessible inside of EVE Havoc. You used to have to go into your character sheet, right-click your actual skill, and buy it from the character sheet. This was super expensive and really impractical. Very hard for new bros to find. Now you're going to be able to buy the books for both the ships and the actual weapons themselves in Concord and Dead Stations. You're going to be able to do this in the LP store. Once again, the loyalty points being the main currency inside of EVE Online. Now if you're a wormhole player, you don't want to miss this. The Wolf Riot systems now have small weapon damage bonuses applied to the frigate-sized weapons. Oh, they're going to do so much damage. All of these change the wormhole meta, and suffice to say, you're going to want to take Edencom ships into where these system-wide effects are. If you're a high roller as well, there's new mutaplasmids for the lightning systems. This means you can roll to your heart's content and get those sweet stat points. Now we touched on this in our previous video, but there's a bunch of awesome stuff coming to corporation management, and if this sounds boring to you, you're just incorrect. EVE is a game that is player driven, so more easy ways for the corporations to play and reward their members is always going to be a good thing. There's a brand new role, the project manager. Think of this as like a content creator inside of EVE. These are designated people that can actually find stuff for you to do. They can literally set up projects that you can be paid out on from your corporation menu. So if you're a mining corp and you all want to go mine some Veldspar, just go with me. Your PM can set up something that when you hit a certain threshold, you'll get raw ISK. This is just one of the many ways that if you're in a corporation, you're about to have a lot more fun. And before we talk about the improvements to the new player experience in EVE, I really want to know what y'all think about this expansion. Y'all know how we do here. It's not just me talking. I love reading all the comments, responding to all of them. Let me know what y'all think, and definitely let me know if we're going to see you get ready for Vanguard very soon. Now, the new player experience in EVE has always been something that's been a hot button issue. EVE is a hard game, roughly speaking, and new players need a bit of hand-holding to be able to get into those ships and get out there in space. Now, to sum up, the devs have taken the Air Career Program and given it more depth for new content for new players, deep quests, easy objective tracking, better guidance making it so that if someone strays off the path, they can find their way back to those missions. And my favorite, you can get introduced to your local faction as you make your first career agent mission. And y'all, let me just stop you there. There has never been a better time to start playing EVE Online. The sheer amount of content that's there, the fact that they can introduce you at your own pace to how the game works and reward you for that while it's happening. And I'm going to sweeten the deal for you. Now, in the description, there's a link you can click if you're a new player. It'll give you 1 million EVE skill points. This means you could start off going into the air career program and fly the ships you want, literally today. Y'all, this has been an incredible year for EVE Online. So whether you're a new bro or a CEO, definitely sub to get all the good stuff. Our full EVE guide playlist is right here. All the goodies for you. We have a massive stream coming up as well as some EVE Havoc goodness. Are you excited for Vanguard? I want to know about it in the comments. So thanks everybody, and we'll see you in the next video.